Starting off the video moving the van today. Wow, look at all the leaves on the driveway, and I blew it yesterday. That one big tree right there. It's all right. I'll get the leaves off the driveway. And that way they don't get tracked into the garage and into the house and onto my boardwalk and all those other places. There he is, trip number 1.
But I'm gonna leave Jules in today.
Are you inside getting some people time this morning? Just such a good boy. It's coffee time. And paper time, right?
Yes, absolute coffee and paper.
So I built the floor for the second story this morning, and I'm starting to build up now with red bricks. I told you this is going to be the red grocer instead of the green grocer. I keep on talking about these buildings being modular. So basically you build it in 3 or 4 pieces, and you can always easily take it apart or put it back together. And I'm just going to lift off this floor now. And so I can either build it separate, you know, over here and just work on the second floor, or I can, you know, leave it on top of the first floor. It's often more convenient to pick it up when you have to press pieces into place. So, but you get the gist. It just takes a minute to sit it back on there. Obviously, it's slightly easier to get it off than it is to put it on, but it goes back on there pretty good. And I learned after the first one that it's a good idea to make sure it fits right while it's not all heavy and finished. You know, it's better to test it out early on, so I know 100% this floor fits the way it's supposed to fit. And you can see up underneath that there are supports for that floor. And the only thing important about these is that you're not hitting any of the brackets, any of the solid spots that's on this first floor here. This wall's low, so you basically have all of the inside area. You can support it any way you want, because I didn't have exactly the right size bricks, so I had to have an extra support or 2 underneath there so I could use a couple of smaller pieces. And anyway, it's coming along good. This fire escape stuff is pretty interesting, how that's supposed to work on the back side. And started with the little fireplace, and you know, this thing has 3 fancy windows and this area here that sticks out too. So there's a good bit of detail work on the second floor. But I've had my couple hours on the floor now, and I'm gonna get up and stretch a bit. Hey Tux! Our friendly mobile service guy is here, back just like he said. Brought us our part for Jules.
It's super big and heavy.
Yeah, I know. You know, when we were at the service center, we asked them to try to save you a trip. You know, do you happen to have it here? Is it here, or is it in Rick's vehicle? Yeah.
I took possession the second I could get my hands on it.
Well, yeah, I heard that was the right thing to have done.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You don't want things to go missing or not allocated to the
Robot
right
number
people.
7.
Yeah.
He said it was robot number 7.
You want to do the honors.
I get to do.
We actually have space that you can walk around the car. See, after I dented the car, we made room so that
There you
won't
go.
happen again.
Oh yeah. Fully finished.
Look at that. Yeah, I'm official Tesla repair guy now.
Yeah.
I'm trained.
I think it would be fair to say add that to your checklist, and then just wait patiently for one to show up and insert it when available.
That is right.
Yep.
There's the red cat. Tesla red.
More Tesla red now.
You guys paint them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah. This is the jump.
Yeah, normally Rick doesn't see the inside of the garage because it's not like he can work on the car when it's in here anyway, but
No,
yeah.
I'm jealous. It's very nicely organized.
Yeah.
Filmed this pretty Model S getting ready to head on out of here. I really do like those older AP1 Model S's. I really do. So I heard the saw, JB. Have we started the Catio project?
Yeah, this is the front of the. Yeah, that makes sense. I want to see. Yeah, this way. Yeah, the slant. Yeah, the slant. So this will be the very outside of the front.
The daily blowing of the driveway is complete, and we are leaf free for 3 seconds. And we have cutting tools out of the shed. The woodworking shed. We have tools that have been sprung.
Right.
So JB is definitely in his element now.
Yeah.
Wood. I guess they're framing it up over here, seeing how it looks. We're having meatloaf for dinner and it's ready to go in the oven. I hard boiled the eggs so they're ready to go, and I'm gonna pull out the leftover ham and I'm gonna make split pea soup too. Wish it was cooler. Instant Pots make the best broth. So I cut all the meat off the bone. That was easy to get. Put the bone in, add like 4, 5, 6 cups of water. Sort of depends on how big the bone is. You know, you want 1.5 inches, 2 inches in there. Put the lid on. Make sure the valve is set to closed. And, you know, it doesn't really matter which you press. Soup, broth, and hours, what you want. It varies on the time based on what you choose, right? But an hour is good for broth, and it'll say on in a minute and run for an hour, and I'll have great broth off that bone. I had some other broth already, so I am cooking the peas in this pot. And my pro tip is to leave some out, and after they're about half cooked, add some more, because that way you get a little texture left in the soup. And I cut up a whole thing of ham, so there'll be plenty of meat in it. I forgot to set a 15-minute timer on the other camera over here doing the time lapse, so I'd better get it restarted before I miss a lot. Johnny says he's very impressed at how fast it's coming together as he's watching you through the window.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, we're gonna have it mocked up here in just a minute.
I have split pea soup cooking, meatloaf ready to make, and I'm doing the finishing up the deviled eggs right now. So I just been in there cooking up a storm. Wow. I see. I like it.
Yeah, so I didn't know how much you needed this, but we're going to put it in the ground a little bit. You said like 10 inches, something like that?
Yeah, something they can still go underneath it.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is just dig a few little holes just so we can support it a little bit.
Sure.
And then we got the flooring for all that. But I wanted to make it so we could take it all apart, take it over there.
Right, this is just a test fit, right? Yeah.
Just so it clears everything up. And then we're going to run the wire on the back side. This is the back side. So we're going to run the wire, and then that way we don't, because it's going to be close to the house, so we can't put the wire on.
After it's over there, sure.
If we get over there, we'll put this on there, and then we can do the floorboards, and then start doing the rest.
So we're using the extra shed panels. You might remember the ones that were on the side for the roof.
Oh, okay. The green, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, split peas not much to look at, but it sure is yummy. It's basically done, and here's my broth. I pulled the bone out and pulled the meat off, and I did use a cup or two of the stock, you know, as I needed to add water to the peas. So I'll put the rest of this in a 2-quart mason jar and stick it in the refrigerator and, you know, use it up within the next week. See, JB likes to work smart. Donnie works smart too. And he built it so they could move it over here in pieces. And they're going to reassemble it over here, obviously, before they put the floorboards on. And they're just going to put the legs in just a little bit into the ground. And then if we need to secure it more, Don will hammer in another stake beside the legs and screw the legs to the stake, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, when I did my pole barn, Donnie came down to help me, get the setup going.
Yeah.
What happened was I was digging 10 3-foot wide by 4 feet deep holes.
Holy moly. 10?
And with rebar. And Donnie, he came out the first hole I was doing. He said, JB, you're doing a great job. And then the next morning,
I helped him mark
got
off where
up.
they needed to be.
Yeah, I
with
got
my
up.
razor level.
Yeah. So I got up next morning. Donnie's all ready to go. He's got his car loaded up. Says, JB, I'll see you when you're doing the trusses.
Yeah, and I come
And
back down.
So I had to dig all 10 holes. And so this here is, can you imagine the hole is 3 feet by 4 foot deep?
Well, we all know on the channel how Don feels about dirt.
Yeah, well, Donnie loves holes. I figured he'd help me dig all my holes, but he didn't do nothing.
Nope, I don't do holes.
All right, cool. That's funny, huh?
Except for me.
Yep, that's right.
Usually with the face.
Yeah, usually with the grimace.
I call this brotherly bonding.
There you go. Make it down.
All right, man.
Yeah, look, I put the cap right there with it.
The guys have packed up for the night. They got their tools covered over by the carport. And they're going to start with the floor in the morning and probably put the wire on this side, move the hutch in on this side, and then they've got the metal panels to put up top and wire on this side, and then JB's going to build a door in front of me right here. So they think they can get a lot more done tomorrow. Hey buddy, you just hanging? It's safe to come back here now. He hung out for a long time and then actually didn't move very far away, so all's good. Yeah, nap all day, nap all night, bud. So I may not have said, but the reason for this is in case I have an intruder in the yard and I need to lock Tux up for a night or two, I won't have to have him in the garage in the small crate. Somebody's not feeling well, it can be like the hospital, you know, got their shots, they need a day where they're not roaming around. They're probably going to start feeding them over here to get them used to it, so they're not, when it's raining and, you know, they're not out in the rain, they'll be eating near here. Somebody, Tux, Panther, are old and just really can't be roaming the yard anymore. I could use this. I'm not planning on locking them up in there all the time. But it gives me lots of options. Lots of options. It'll have a door, and most of the time the door will be open, and then every once in a while, if I need to, I can close the Don and I are going to run up to Walmart and give blood. We've had deviled eggs and split pea soup, and Johnny and JB are going to enjoy some meatloaf, and then if we're still hungry when we come back, we'll grab a piece of meatloaf too. But we've ate enough to go donate blood, is my point. You might remember one time they gave me a hard time because they didn't feel like I'd eaten enough. You know though, Donnie, there's all the stuff under the bus. We don't know. We're here. We weren't able to make an appointment. We tried. Hey, big spender, on Friday night date night, do we get to go to Dairy Queen now?
I guess we can certainly do that. It wouldn't be date night if
We
didn't
just
go to
had
Dairy
water at the treat station, so
no.
everything went fine.
Yeah. My girl, she bled like a real trooper there.